But you want them on the drugs thing. So Vahe, we're gonna set up a time where we're gonna do some one-on-ones with people, but when you are just
Is Vahe online right now?
Vahe, are you able to access your computer?
No, I'm not.
No, okay, never mind. No, why, you wanna join this? Swing by from La Cañada? What the hell's wrong with you? There's no swings by from. Let's set up a time, maybe JJ's next class. And we can hang out after the class. I just think that like, one, let's get back to doing that toolbox mega camp that we were talking about. And then two, I think like just schedule maybe some 15-minute one-on-one so we can just get people just comfortable with it. Okay. Okay.
And my last question for both of you.
Fine, we got one more question.
Okay, my last question for you. I'm generating labels from Clearmark and I had a concern I brought to Jerry's attention. He said potentially some of these names might not be current. It would be great if it said or current resident. So if I sent out 1,000 cards, half of them don't, or a percentage won't get lost in the shuffle.
The names are all there.
Okay, so it's fairly current then.
Should all be current.
So I shouldn't be concerned. I'm gonna send 1,000 out, so don't worry about it, right? Okay.
Service. The labels say to you if you want to pay yourself.
Well, I hate to put Haley in the spot, but she has some of her favorite agents that she'll print them for, so, you know. No, she could print them and just ship them up to the office, like just take a couple days and.
Okay.
Owners. Close to the house. You can get it if they live wherever. State those labels and do that. Labels printed. Very basic, you can say future homeowner, you can say whatever you want. And if you send it to those people, you can say why.
Okay.
There are three different things. Owner, or the renter. You know the renter's name. The label with the finance where they're renting.
Okay.
Great, perfect.
All right, bye. Thank you, buddy. Okay, and when did you join the IT department? Is that like a new position for you?
For everybody else.
Okay, all right, well. Yeah, those commercial guys, man. All right, but hey, we're overstaying our welcome. JJ's got things to do. All right, buddy. Thanks for your help. Bye.
So recap, when we first log into Clearmark Title Toolbox, we're presented with this screen, like when we first open it, and there is a Premier Data link here. Now, I usually exit this right away when I come here.
Yeah, I do
Now,
now.
how do I get back to it?
Yeah, you could, okay,
So what I do is if you press this 1, 2, 3 search, it opens it.
it comes right back.
Yeah. So that was it. So I couldn't find it otherwise.
Okay, so when you go to.
Property search.
Yeah, you could do a property search, just type in the address.
But I'm talking about like a farm.
Well, when you create your own farm.
Like I was just looking for the place to buy a bunch of addresses.
So you have to do. So you create that
Create a farm
farm.
first.
And then you'll be able to go into Premier Leads or Premier Data. Well, before you even get there, it'll tell you what the turnover rate and what's going on. You'll see that and then you'll say, okay, generate.
What's the highest turnover rate you've seen?
Keep hearing we're looking for 4, but it's.
Well, we need a minimum of 3. So what's the highest?
Yeah, I was 3.8 was the highest one that I've seen.
So I've had agents here pick areas that have asked me for phone numbers.
Yeah.
Seen 7%.
Where?
He's not telling.
Not sharing.
Don't share.
Right.
Does it have anything to do with the airport?
If the agent is finding it, that's
Yes.
confidential, right?
Yes, and also, that's that's why you spend time on this thing, because you can click through, and as I mentioned, like, even if you just adjust the.
So you use venue type, right?
Yes.
I have to tell you from my past experience, the venue tech data can be awesome. So they're sourcing their data from venue tech. I was searching farms by track. Interesting way to search, because venue tech lets you do that.
They do.
There were tracks with literally like 15-20% turnover rates.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
Years ago. So
well, so, okay, so. I'm flirting this out, we were going to do, I was calling it like a toolbox mega camp or whatever with Benutech. I was going to once. But then both pushed it back, so we're rescheduling it. But I'm gonna do a Zoom version, or do you think in person's better or Zoom? Because I have. Anyone that signed up on Toolbox, I can invite them to this thing and we can all just jump on a Zoom with them. Or do you think,
I just think everyone needs to be aware, like,
yes,
how important it is to farm an area that has turnover.
Okay.
Because that's money.
I'm gonna revisit, like, I'll talk to you about what specifically what you'd be looking forward to,
I'm just,
and then we'll set it up. It's like, it's turnover.
it's turnover.
But also, people, I'm not gonna speak on his behalf. I will say that I will often be asked, okay, give me, like, where are the leads? So you create leads. Oh, where are and you provide this stuff. And then I'll meet up with them a month later and like, oh, it was all useless. And I'm like, what do you mean it was useless? Like I didn't get a single listing presentation or appointment. And I'm like, okay, well, how many times, who did you call? And they're like, oh, I just went through your list. I'm like, one time, like you just called through the list one time. So I got a little like, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna just keep offering all this stuff forever. It's kind of like, let's do a little homework. Like we'll start with the 250 or maybe the 500 and like, let's report in with each other and just figure out what we're all saying in terms of strategy and stuff. And if you're doing the work, then, then it's worth it.
So we're gonna have to spend more time on what to say on the phone.
Yeah, okay.
So as an example, like I had an agent come to my office last week. We have a duplex listed. And she wanted to do something, like to get the phone ringing. So we created a farm at Clearmark. So we searched for duplexes on the same street that are owned by LLCs.
Interesting.
So we put in the owner name contains LLC.
Mhm.
And then we had a farm of like 24 people.
Okay.
And we paid for the list 12 cents each, nothing.
Yeah.
And
People
then,
get crazy, like, oh, I gotta pay for this
so
stuff.
then the phone call was, I was like, hi, this is JJ Wallack, Keller Williams, Beverly Hills. I have a duplex listed on that street. Would you be interested in adding to your portfolio? And then I had someone say, no, please take me off your list. And I said, wait, before you get off the phone, blah, 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 blah. And then I continued to have a 2-minute conversation with him. Oh, no, he called me back and said, oh, by the way, the property that you originally called me on, what address was that? Oh, so I'm just,
yeah, that's what we're talking
every
about.
single person you talk to is a potential lead.
Yeah.
No matter what, even if you have the wrong number.
Funny, it's
That's
true.
true.
It's true. And we were just talking about that a minute ago, like having more to offer than just, are you ready to buy or sell?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, goodbye. And like just having all this.
You have to have a 5-second thing for them not to hang up on you. Right?
Yeah.
And then go into a conversation.
I just tell them I know JJ and I usually want to listen. Do you, I've seen people are pulling properties that are coming to the market soon. Do you encourage people to have that like when they get on the call?
I don't encourage coming soon. To do when you have a listing.
No, they're calling and they're saying that during the conversation with it, they don't want to buy or sell. I go, well, we have a really great property that's coming soon. This might not be for you, but anybody might be looking for a 2-bedroom, 1,700 square feet. It's really great. I love it. Where is it? And here's the answer.
So that's good. So every call you make, you have a reason you're calling.
Yes.
So coming soon could be a reason.
Okay.
So if I'm calling someone, if I know that there's a listing coming up in an area, yeah, I'll pull up the neighborhoods. And I'll say, hi, it's JJ Wallack, Keller Williams, Beverly Hills. Real quick, there's a property coming on the market. Do you have any friends or family that you want to be your neighbor?
That's it. Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Okay. And then do you go as far as, and people ask me all this time, because we can do a deeper dive into it. Do you get into the interest rate conversation with people, do you find
But
out?
I saw this morning, like, they're talking about a 0.5 point cut next year.
Yeah. So do you have a list of people that like, they're currently at whatever percentage?
I don't do anything except, oh, I'm not.
All right, so I'm gonna go talk to Ramin about that now, but like. We've been able to help people kind of get a list of like. I don't know. We just
So,
don't get very
yeah.
specific, but if you know that this person's currently paying 7%. And when you talk to them about, there's a way to kind of talk to them, especially when you know that the rate or a deal that we have in-house or something where you can get them a 5.5%, like, it changes kind of the conversation a little bit.
Right, but that's a lender.
I know. The lender thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to him about the purpose of that. Cause we have people also who have refied that, like, even though they refied less than 3%, doesn't mean they love their house. So it's like, now people are getting more realistic on stuff. Okay. Anyway, well, I'll let you know about this little toolbox mega camp.
Yeah,
thing.
thank you.
And then in the interim, like, if you want to set up a little one-on-ones and stuff, like, let's do that too. And I'll drag some of the best and brightest in here.
Awesome. Thanks, Jerry.
The Fox Mega Camp, is it gonna be like the whole 9 yards?
What I found out is like, when you put this in front of people, like,
Yeah,
just Jerry, like, I'm like, what is this thing? So I wanted to break it down to where it's like real specific. Maybe it's only just like a half an hour of like diving into a section of it. And then a little homework, and some Q&A, and then like, let's just call it a day. And then and then by the end of this 4-week quarter mega camp or whatever training, we hope that you're kind of proficient enough on there to handle it yourself.
All right.
I think that every agent should know that, or at least one person on your team should know it. And
That'll be amazing.
and that would be changing.
love you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I was looking at Ignite, and they have upgraded it to 2024. And that's because they want to make sure they're compliant with all the new laws, right? So anything in Ignite that referenced cooperating compensation has been removed probably. And it's nice just to have a refresh. So all the Ignite material is
And some diversity.
diversity always. So it's nice. I mean, it means that there are eyeballs on our training and it's being updated. So I love that. So these are brand new, fresh off the press.
Write down
Meanwhile,
source that.
I forgot what it was. The lead source.
There was like a
It's called imaging.
handwritten messages that go out, the computer hand writes them or something like that.
It's
like
called
it looks-
Image prints. Direct.
Oh, it looks like handwriting?
Impact mailers, there we go.
Does it look, it looks
Yeah.
handwritten, handwriting.
And one of the agents used to, I think he generated like, that's expensive though.
Expensive,
Yeah,
I think. I mean,
impact.
no, I don't like to spend money when I don't have, like, I like to have a return on my spend,
Right.
right? So all marketing has to be consistent.
I like this Capricornian mindset.
Well, so this is KW, this is KW, like, you have to get a return on your money, like, we have red light, green light. So pick something to do, try it. There should, but the thing with marketing is it has to be consistent, so. But if you're investing $1, you should get
$2.
at least 2, 3, maybe 3 back. And then it's green light, just keep feeding it until,
Because it's paying you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've seen people on Shark Tank. Mark Cuban will always say like, it's very into that, like what, and Mr. Wonderful, and they're always like, what is your cost, acquisition cost per customer? And, you see people feeding, tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars into customer acquisition. But if there's a return, it's worth doing it, right? You'll spend $1 million if you can make 2,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
So. All right, let's get into it. So we are strengthening relationships today. Sounds good to me. We are starting now with a telemarketing warning. You must find all. These materials may contain these materials may contain hypothetical samples and exercises meant to illustrate aspects of KW investment models. Okay, interesting. These materials themselves provide for informational purposes only, do not sue us.
Whoa, so this is
Oh,
basically
look at
all
this.
the,
This is brand new. Negotiated commissions. Commissions are not set by law or practice and are fully negotiable. There is no commission standard. So we can't say this is the standard commission. That dialogue comes up often. There is no commission standard. And pricing will vary by agent and market conditions. KWRA does not determine commissions and plays no role in establishing commissions. So what Gary Keller has basically said is, I paid an amount to get this lawsuit settled, so Keller Williams is no longer involved in having to deal with anything like that. But I'm not gonna do it again. And Gary Keller basically said, I'm paying a settlement, I'm not admitting wrongdoing, but I'm paying the settlement just to get Keller Williams not having to deal with any of this anymore. But you guys need to watch what you're doing, so, because I'm not doing that again.
what was the settlement?
The settlement, the NAR settlement. That was this guy, this attorney basically is the one who spearheaded this whole lawsuit that changed how everyone does business across the nation. So this attorney, I forget what his name, something check.
Mr. 40%.
Mr. 40%. So he won a $400-something million to him. To him. So all the attorneys, so who's enforcing this? Like the attorneys are enforcing this because there are attorneys across the nation now that are looking to get paid. And they think that there are potential future lawsuits that they can win. So if I'm a clever attorney now, I'm calling 10 agents in every office and saying, can you show me this property tomorrow? And I don't want to sign anything. Is that okay? If I can find 10 agents that are willing to show me a property without having anything signed, I have a great lawsuit. And that office is going to settle it. So it's the attorneys that are enforcing this.
So we're being spied
Oh
on.
yeah, we're being spied on for sure by attorneys.
Yeah.
This is so shady.
Shit, well, it is.
I feel like I'm in an episode of
Oh,
Suits.
there's more. Fair housing. What is this? Warning, buyer letters, videos and photographs may lead to fair housing violations. It is important to educate consumers about fair housing laws and talk with your broker before submitting buyer letters. Someone actually emailed me this morning, JJ, is it okay if I submit a buyer letter with my offer? And I wrote, no, don't put it in the PDF. If you're gonna write anything, just put it in the email to the other agent. But if you're putting it in a PDF that's going to the actual seller, that could be a problem. When sending commercial email messages to US recipients, you must comply with the Can-Spam Act of 2003, which requires the email message to provide the recipient with the ability to unsubscribe and opt out. So I would say if you're doing any kind of emailing to people you don't know, do it through command. You can set your reply to address as your email address, but when it comes from command, they have the ability to opt out. And
What about MailChimp? You can do the same.
MailChimp, yeah, you can, at MailChimp, you can do the same.
They could just unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe, yeah, constant contact,
Right.
do the same thing, so. Trying to keep out of trouble here. These materials are not right. Very good, which I'm violating all. I don't know, I'm printing out handouts. I mean, we're in KW. I'm gonna. All right, course overview, lead follow-up. We are in the strengthened relationships today. So today we're going to establish the mindset of strengthening relationships. Identify our goals, devise a plan. So let's establish the signs. Gary Keller wrote a book called Shift. He says, know that growth comes from clarity, priorities, and focused action. So, do you guys read Josh's Facebook things? He does like these huge Facebook. I don't want to call it.
Just got back on Facebook. You know, they're the CIA, so they boot everybody off. Yeah.
So Josh sits and does every Sunday, I guess, like a motivational kind of thing. His message yesterday was about clarity, like having clarity. And I just want you guys can go on Facebook and look at it. Growth comes from clarity. That's Gary Keller talking. Growth comes from clarity, priorities, and focused action. That's very true. So you have to be clear about your intentions, make your intentions your priorities, and have actions that meet those. All right, leads versus contact. So I talk about this all the time. What is a lead versus contact? Everyone's a lead. Every single person, even the wrong number that you get, say you have the wrong number, that's still a lead. Once you have a real estate conversation with them, they become a contact. So lead capture, prospecting and marketing. So everyone's a lead and we're capturing them. Our KW website is a lead capture website. When you advertise anything, have your URL on your advertising because you want people to go to your website, because what's going to happen when they get there is it's going to say, there's going to be a pop-up that says enter your name, phone number, email. So that's lead capture. So once they're captured, then we need to call them. So you're going to get a text on your phone that says new lead. You need to contact that lead within 30 seconds, a minute.
Well, how do you know they're not a
We
scam?
don't know. We don't know. So just reach out to them ASAP. They could be a scam, might not. But internet leads, people that are on the internet are going click, 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 click. They have zero attention span. They're on to the next, on to the next, on to the. So you need to immediately contact them and stop them from continuing to click and have a conversation with them. What are you looking for? Right? I saw that you were just on my website. You're looking for something. How can I help?
And what if they say they're looking for something, but it's a scam?
Okay, yeah, if they tell you I don't, there are people that will go on, I'll get a lead and it'll say, I'm looking specifically for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, this much money, and contact me through WhatsApp.
So WhatsApp is the scam?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I once had someone telling me that they were calling me from a ship, a maritime vessel. And they wanted to buy a property. They were on a container ship or something. Yeah, it was crazy. It was-
So they took it way too.
They took it way. So we're putting everyone in our database. We're gonna convert them from a lead, so we're gonna form a relationship with them. And now they become a contact. Once they become a contact, this is the strengthening the relationship part. So strengthening the relationship is putting them on some kind of drip system that we stay in contact. So we're gonna strengthen those relationships. And then we're going to, the whole reason that we're doing that is to convert them into a signed buyer or a signed seller. And then get them into it. So. All right, leads versus contacts. So leads, you have the right to have a one-way conversation. Okay. Contacts, you have engaged in a two-way conversation. And this is a value-based relationship. You've established that. So. Going into the database, yeah, leads turned into contacts. And then you're trying to convert them into an appointment. All right, focus on building relationships and take market share. Market mindset. Today's conversation is transaction. Gary Keller says, once you meet your new contacts, you either do business with them immediately or you don't. Either way, once you've met them, put them in your database and stay in touch with them forever. So anyone who comes into your open house, you'll then put them into your database. I would say, even if they came with an agent,
Mhm.
right? I mean, you're spending your time, your effort. If they have a signed commitment to their agent. But soliciting, yes. I guess it's not so this is a fine line, I don't know, but if I only emailed people that had agents, that would be soliciting. But if I'm putting everyone that came in my open house on my email list, maybe that's not considered soliciting. It's like door knocking or sending out mailers. If the mailers are going out to a whole community, that's not soliciting. But if you're targeting listings that are on day 80 thinking they might be expiring on day 90. Or focusing on mailing people day 110 when their listing might expire day 120. That's soliciting, right? Because you're going after people that are already listed. So I would say if you're gonna put people in your database, do it across the board. And then you can't get called out for target soliciting. But that's it. Yeah. Better to ask forgiveness, right? Okay, all right. Once you meet your new contacts, you either do this, then immediately write them. Okay, either way, once you've met them, you put them into your database. Yeah, I mean, even agents. You know, I have had in the past agents call me that no longer practiced, asking me to help them with something. Even agents are possible to. All right, so let's identify our goals. So of course, we have to lead generate every single day. And we have to lead follow-up every day and convert these people into a transaction. So convert contacts to closed business. That is the ultimate goal, yes. And I think Gary Keller is just, he's being clear, like, you know, we know this, like, why even bother stating it? It's because you need clarity and focus. So just saying, identify the goal. What is the goal? Is to convert a contact to closed business. That's the goal. Josh always tells me, be purposeful. You know, whatever you're doing, be purposeful. What's the purpose? What you're doing. So if you're just calling someone to talk to them, that's not the purpose. The purpose is to make them into a deal. Okay. Stay top of mind. That is a goal. So real estate mind share positioning. Number of agents interviewed before choosing an agent. So sellers, 74% of sellers interviewed one agent. 75% of buyers only talked to one agent. The next, there were only 15%, so only 15 out of 100 talked to two agents. And 10% talked to more than two. I mean, if you were to call all of your sphere and say, can you name 3 real estate agents? They better say you as number one, right? And then can they think of another one? Maybe they can think of one more. It might take time, but odds are they're not gonna be able to think. Oh, difficult. So you just need to be the top. You need to be the number one that they think of. Okay, so we have convert contacts to business. Yes. Remain top of mind. Yes. Leverage mind share for referral business. All right. Now we're talking about referrals. So the chances of me doing business with someone that I'm calling directly is actually less than them referring business to me. Right? So I can have 100 people in my phone book that I'm calling. And I can call through that list of 100, but there is a greater odds of me getting business from someone of those 100 that I'm calling that they know I'm ready to do something. Lizzie. So let's say I have 100 people in my database and I'm going to call all the 100 people. My conversation with all those 100, yes, I'm looking to see if they're ready to do something right now, but chances are that they're going to tell me about a friend that they know of that's ready to do something. So the odds of getting a referral are higher than them themselves doing something. So and the reason I'm saying that is because when I go back and look at where my business has come from, it's come from referrals. So, you know, you can look at your phone book and say, there's no one here that's buying this year. No one here is buying a house this year. But every person comes across at least 2 people every year that are going to buy or something. So we need to be we need to leverage all those people in our sphere to give us referrals. So that's why when I did my role play with Jerry about calling people on the phone, hi, this is JJ Wallack from Beverly Hills. We have a property coming up in your area. Do you have any friends or family that you'd want to be your neighbor? Now they're not thinking about themselves. They're thinking about other people that are ready to buy or sell, to buy, right? So that's referral business, and that's gonna be more common. All right, so devise the plan. All right, what do we do? Design every touch to provide value. So we have these in KW command, communicate with your database. And we actually need to do this. This is the hard part, is actually doing it. Okay. So, but we have the tools. So we want to put people on a system. So I'm gonna log into command. Login command, I'm gonna have my contacts. I want to put everyone on a smart plan. So if I click smart plans, I go to the library. The second row of smart plans are all the Keller Williams smart plans. So I went to agent.kw.com. I went to smart plans and I clicked on the library. So all of these are smart plans. Bi-weekly neighborhood nurture, 8x8, new contact engagement, quarterly call, midterm nurture. Okay, so this is what we want to do. We want to put someone on a 19 to connect or a 36 to convert. So 19 to connect, 4 touches till every single person in our database is going to get 4 calls from us every year. Then the 19 to connect has 12 touches, and which can consist of an email, a newsletter, a market report, or video. Video is amazing. I think it's really easy for people to click on video than read an email. They'd rather press play. I think just in our current environment, people are just conditioned to watch video. So videos are pretty powerful. There's a, you can, you know, I don't want you guys to spend money, but there is, if you want to send videos constantly as part of your marketing campaign, there is a company called bombbomb.com. Bomb. Turn emails into results with video messaging. So it's pretty cool because you'll get an email and the email will be a screen with a play button. And you'll just press play. So, you know, I don't know. Let's see pricing. So $33 a month, 14. I love these free trials. Why not? So anyway, something to look at. I think this works. I really do. I think you'll be surprised if I'm sure they have tracking how you will open your email. I'm sure they do. This is probably something worth it. If you do like a monthly video that goes out to your fan base, it's pretty cool. So that's pretty cool. So you guys agree?
Yes.
I don't get emails from agents that have video like this. Think about it. I mean, I get email from agents. And for the past 20 years, I've been doing this. So I have tons of emails from agents. I don't get agents doing this that are sending this to me. If you sent a video email to all your clients with a quick, and they know it's like a quick, just to update whatever your content is. You know, if you're gonna do this like a director, like, you know, you'll have the first 10 seconds, the next 20 seconds, the next 2, and just market update, what's going on. This is and yeah. I think it's much easier to get someone to watch a video than it is to read a bunch of paragraphs. That's pretty cool. All right, so then 2 touches. So promotional direct email, such as a magnet calendar, printed market report, okay, and an annual event. So big agents do these annual events, and maybe that's how they became big agents, right? 36 to convert. So again, the four, I think that's important, is the one quarterly call. If you're calling someone quarterly, they're considering you a friend, don't you think? If you're calling someone every 3%. I mean, they might think that it's like, you know, it's business, they're asking for that, but I don't, you know, staying in touch with someone with a phone call it does keep the relationship going, right? It's not like they've faded and disappeared out of your life if you're calling them. And I think even though you're calling them and they're like, should I pick up the phone?
Then they're like, oh, this is my realtor,
Yeah,
my lawyer,
right.
this is my.
Right, and you know what, maybe on that phone call, think about giving some kind of update that's valuable to them. Right? So they're not like totally upset. But you know, maybe something of value, just, but this is what's going on, by the way, there's a new law this year, just so you know. Right? And then always offer your help if you know anyone that has any real estate questions. You can call. So, okay, so this is pretty serious, the 36 to convert. 26 touches, bi-weekly email offering some type of information of value. 2 touches, 4 touches, so there's a lot. 36 to convert is a lot of contact over a year. That's once every. So it's more than once every 2 weeks, right? If it's
Every week and a half.
3 touches a month. And I want to submit a high value touch that solidifies the relationship you've just established and opens the door for future transactions. The message, okay, use the 6 connection questions, include a member, make an offer for immediate response. So keep in mind when you guys are putting together whatever marketing material you're doing, there should be a call to action. Like what they teach you in business school and marketing, have a call to action. So they're calling this a MOFR, make an offer for an immediate response. Let's see what they're talking about. So use the 6 connection questions. So I don't know what that is yet, but you know, when I think of how to spark conversation with someone, I think of Ford. You know, you should always think of Ford. It's family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Those are what people like to talk about. If you can't think of what something to say, always fall back on family, occupation, recreation, dreams. I'll do 36. All right, I don't want to go on. I want to go back to this. So make offer for immediate response. All right, so let's talk just quickly about that. In the past, I have reserved, so I probably own like 100 domains. Because
In real life,
in real life, yeah, 100 domains. They all forward currently just to my regular KW website.
that's smart because if anybody wants to purchase.
But here's the reason that I reserved the domain. So I have a domain called BeverlyWoodFixers.com. Okay, so like let's just look at BeverlyWoodFixers. So Beverly.
That sounds like a TV show, by the way, like HGTV.
BeverlyWoodFixers.com. Site can't be reached. Great. Why not? Well, I have no idea. I have to look at that. Okay, BHFixers.com. So only you people in Beverly Hills know what BH would be. BHFixers.com.
Uh-oh.
That'll carry on my website. Okay, so when I can take out an ad in the Beverly Hills Courier or what I don't know, the Penny Saver. I don't know what published things there are anymore. Craigslist used to be a thing. I used to put a small ad and it would say, interested in buying a fixer, BHFixers.com. Would you want to buy a fixer in Beverly Hills? BHFixers.com. And then that would be my advertising. That's a call to action, right? So a MoFear. So someone, I'm asking you, do you want something of value? Go here together. It's called action. So someone would go to that page. The landing page that would land on would be a lead capture page. And it would say, you know, click here to download your list of fixers in Beverly Hills. But in order to access it, they have to put their name, their phone number, and their name. That's the lead capture. So I was doing this. A lot of the leads I was getting for people that wanted impossible stuff. Find me a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Beverly Hills for $500,000. Like, you know.
$500,000.
No, I'm just saying, like, there were a lot of, there were a lot of unqualified leads that came, but I got leads, like there were leads coming in. And every lead is either you're gonna work with them, and if you're not gonna work with them, don't hang up on them. Refer them to an agent that will work, get some money, right? So, yes.
I was listening to Aaron Kerman.
Yeah.
He said that people would come to him and say things like that. They were just like,
Right,
that's not even possible. But then when he would follow up, hey, do his quarterly check-in, haven't heard from you. Are you still looking? I sent you some things kind of in your price range, but not really in that area. They would end up saying to him, oh, well, I went ahead and bought something for 5 million. He said, so what you should always do is if someone says they want something for only 1 million, send them something for 10 or 5 or 3, because you never know.
never know, yeah.
They're always trying to lowball, but they'll end up paying.
Yeah. Yeah. So from my experience years ago, I remember working with buyers that had been looking for a while and gave up and came back, and I would meet them at an open house. And they would tell me that their price range is such and such. And I would actually work really hard to find them something in that price range. And then I would say to them, you know, there's nothing really in this price range. We need to move up a little bit. They're like, oh yeah, no problem. Which they're like, we had this agent that was only showing us the most expensive stuff. So they were turned off by an agent that was only showing them the most expensive stuff.
So you have to do both.
But they saw that I was willing to work for what they told me. Right? So I gained their trust and confidence like that. Okay, MoFear. What's a MoFear? Make offer for immediate response. I call it call to action, but that's it. Make an offer for immediate response. All right, develop your 36 touch plan. So goal setting to the now, plan your touches. All right. We're done with the instruction for today. But the most important part of this is actually doing it. I mean, it's a whole class. I'm just saying, get focused. You know, you have to get your database done. It's just so crazy that we fight this naturally innate. It's like we're built to fight this. Like, you know, we could make life so much easier for ourselves. Talking to myself,
Yeah.
like,
We're very insecure as humans.
we need to create our database, work on putting people on mail, you know, some kind of campaign. The tools are here for us. This is what you do. We're being told exactly what to do. We just have to do it. That's it. So once you decide I'm gonna do it, then there's not, you know. Gary Keller says people always come up to him and say it doesn't work, And he says, well, did you do it like I'm telling you to do it? And the answer is always no. Because if they do it, they're gonna be successful. Like, no way not to be. If you actually do it. I'm always inspired by people that I think are complete losers that I would never list my house with, and they're doing business. I'm really inspired by those kind of people. Like I look at them, they're doing a killer business, and I look at them and they're like, I think to myself, I would never list my property with that person, but they're following all the steps, doing it. It works. It works. It's probably more difficult for them because of just their appearance or whatever.
Not the appearance.
It's probably more difficult for them. Look, if someone comes up to you in tattered clothing, I mean, you're gonna hire them to sell your house? No. But I've seen people like that are making business. So they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And you can literally sell houses from your house and never leave.
You would just have anxiety.
No, you could call people, you could send an agent to, you can send people just to go, you can send your vendors there to help clean up, look at the house, you can send your contracts. Right, the inspectors you can literally never leave your house itself and be in real estate. Good, there's a way to do it. So. Right, if you're really good at your scripts and dialogues. That's, so. Okay, so Gary Keller says the one thing, the every agent's first thing is, what are you gonna go after? What's your niche that you're going after? That's number one. You have to decide that. So who are you gonna go after every single day? And then you need your database to feed those people that you're going after into your database. You have to have a follow-up system. We just have to work on it. So I'm here to help you guys. If you come to me and say, JJ, I need help, I'm here. Okay, that's all I can do. I can't.
Can grow rich.
I'm here to help you. Like, your business is gonna be as big as you want. You know, one of the first questions I ask people when I meet with them is, how much money do you want to make this year? Right, and then we'll work it backwards. Here's the average price, you know, this is how many properties you need to sell and hit that number. And the reality is, you know, you can sell just 3 or 4 houses and hit your number way over. You know, we have a very high price range here, so. Let's do it, exactly. I guess.
Thank you.
Happy Monday.
Oh, yeah, what's for Wednesday? It's no,
Yeah, so what is when?
Blindside is very. That's.
Yeah, there's other stuff in here, some of our, I mean, yeah, this week is gonna be, not a lot going on.
Is this the last week of Bold?
Bold is all of September. I'm looking at this Thursday calendar. But I am here to help anyone who needs it. If you have challenges on anything specifically, I am here to help you.
But you're not in on Wednesday.
I can still help you. You text me or email me if you need something specific.
Yeah.
I can still
Put a link to that.
I don't have to be here to.
Link.
So, I was using something. You were.
I have
to
to
help
I have
read.
two.
Oh,
And I recently seen
21.
another program called Splashbox. It's pretty easy, but it's a lot faster. So people that have slow internet connections, it's.
okay.
I'll try to pull it for you right now.
So, fair enough.
All right, thank you. We need the help.
We need it.
Yes.